Right. So today we're going to be diving into a topic that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds, and that is becoming a millionaire.
Okay.
So we're going to be taking a look at this Forbes article
All right.
from July 21st, 2024,
Okay.
called Here's How to Realistically Become a Millionaire.
I like it.
And we're really excited to kind of dig into this because I think,
Yeah.
there's so much information out there about,
Right.
how to build wealth and how to
Mm.
reach these financial goals. But this article in particular,
Yeah.
it really stood out to me because it's very grounded.
Uh-huh.
It's not promising,
Yeah.
overnight success or,
Right.
get rich quick schemes. It's really about,
Yeah.
sort of those kind of fundamental principles and strategies
Right.
that can help anyone kind of build wealth over time.
Yeah, and it's funny because the article points out that there are already over 7.4 million millionaires in the U.S. alone.
That's incredible.
More common than you might think, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really is. And I think that's part of the reason why this article resonated with me so much is because it's like, okay, it's not this,
Yeah.
this far off dream.
Right.
It's actually something that's very attainable for a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is that
Yeah.
the article emphasizes realistic strategies.
Yes.
Not those flashy get-rich-quick schemes we see everywhere.
Exactly. No magic formulas here.
Right.
Just solid advice. And speaking of solid advice,
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever read The Millionaire Next Door?
I have read that book, yes.
What did you think of it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Wow.
It really flips the script on what we think a millionaire looks like.
Yeah.
Most millionaires don't live extravagant lifestyles.
Right.
They often have average incomes,
Yeah.
drive average cars,
Yeah.
and live in average neighborhoods.
Almost like a secret society hiding in plain sight.
Right. But why do you think that is? Why don't they flaunt their wealth? Well, the book suggests that many millionaires are incredibly disciplined with their finances.
Yeah.
It's not about deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about aligning spending with your values.
Mm-hmm.
They prioritize building wealth over showcasing it.
So it's more about a mindset shift than winning the lottery.
I think so, yeah.
I like that. Okay, so the Forbes article outlines 5 main paths
Okay.
to millionaire status.
Right.
Investing in your 401k, buying rental properties, buying a home, starting a business, and earning stock options at work.
And each of these, while different, has that common thread of consistent saving and smart investing. That's the foundation.
Okay, I like that. So let's unpack that 401k strategy first.
Okay.
I was blown away to learn that over 485,000 people became 401k millionaires just in the first quarter of 2024 alone, according to Fidelity.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? The beauty of a 401k is its simplicity.
Yeah.
Set it up to automatically pull a portion of each paycheck and put it into your retirement account over time with compound interest and potential employer matches.
Yeah.
That money can really grow.
It's like a set it and forget it approach to building wealth, right?
Exactly.
Plus, you get those tax advantages, which sweeten the deal even more.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of which, for 2024, the contribution limit is $23,000.
Okay.
And if you're over 50,
Uh-huh.
you can contribute an extra $7,500.
Nice.
And let's not forget the possibility of employer contributions, which could bump that total up to $69,000.
Those employer contributions are like free money.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to leave that on the table.
Okay, so let's say I'm maxing out my 401k contributions each year.
Okay.
What's next? How do I actually choose the right investments within my 401k?
That's a good question. That's where understanding your risk tolerance and investment timeline becomes really important.
Okay.
For example, if you're younger and further from retirement, you might be comfortable with a more aggressive investment strategy.
Right.
Choosing funds with a higher potential return, but also higher risk.
And someone closer to retirement might want something a little more stable.
Right? Exactly. They might prioritize capital preservation and choose lower risk investments.
Yeah.
Even if it means a potentially lower return.
That makes sense.
There are a lot of factors to consider, and we could do a whole deep dive on investment strategies alone. But for now, remember that diversification is key.
Okay.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes to manage risk.
That's great advice. So beyond the 401k, let's talk real estate.
Okay.
Owning rental properties or even your own home can be a great way to build wealth.
Absolutely. Rental properties,
Yeah.
while requiring more upfront investment and the responsibilities of being a landlord, can offer long-term appreciation and tax benefits.
Okay.
And owning your own home builds equity over time as you pay down your mortgage, which can be a significant contributor to your net worth.
You're essentially building wealth just by living your life. I like that.
Right.
Now, we can't forget about entrepreneurship.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many successful business owners out there.
For sure.
It's inspiring to think about the wealth you can create by building something of your own.
Yeah, there's definitely a certain allure to being your own boss and reaping the rewards of your hard work.
Right.
And then there's stock options.
Yes.
Particularly in the tech world, which have created some incredible wealth stories.
Yeah.
Think about companies like Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, and SpaceX.
Those stock options are like golden tickets. But it's important to remember that both entrepreneurship and earning stock options often involve years of dedication and a degree of risk.
Yeah.
It's not an overnight success story.
Right.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about these paths?
I think many people underestimate the amount of time and effort required.
Yeah.
It's not just about having a great idea. It's about having the grit and resilience to see it through.
Okay.
You have to be willing to put in the long hours, face setbacks, and constantly adapt.
It's about being passionate about what you're doing and being willing to push through the challenges, right?
Exactly. It's about having that entrepreneurial spirit and being comfortable with taking calculated risks.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room.
All right.
Is it possible to become a millionaire if you're starting with absolutely nothing?
Oh.
I'm sure that's a question on a lot of people's minds.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And while it's certainly more challenging to build wealth from scratch, it's not impossible. The key factors are time and consistent effort. Even if you're starting with small amounts, and understanding how to make your money work for you.
You're talking about the magic of compound interest, right?
Yes.
I know you're a big fan of that.
I am a huge fan.
Can you give us an example of how it can help someone with limited resources?
Absolutely. Imagine saving just $1 per day. Over 60 years with a reasonable rate of return, that tiny amount could potentially grow to over $700,000. That's the power of letting your money work for you over time.
Wow, that really puts things in perspective. It's like planting a tiny seed that grows into a mighty oak tree over time. But what about those who are looking for a faster track to millionaire status, say in 5 years?
Achieving millionaire status in 5 years is ambitious, but not entirely out of reach. It requires a perfect storm of sorts, though.
You mean like winning the lottery?
Well, that would certainly help. But I'm talking about a combination of factors like a high-income, disciplined spending and some savvy investment strategies.
The article gave an example that really stuck with me. To reach $1 million in 5 years through stock investments alone, assuming a 10% annual return, you'd need to save approximately $164,000 per year. That's no small feat.
It highlights just how critical it is to understand your financial goals and align your saving and investment strategies accordingly. 5 years is a pretty tight time frame, so you'd need to be laser-focused and probably take on some calculated risks.
You know, it's interesting because we often hear about certain industries being millionaire makers, like finance tech or real estate. Do you think those industries offer a faster track to wealth?
Well, certain industries might offer higher earning potential, but it's not a guarantee. I've met millionaires from all walks of life, teachers, nurses, small business owners. It ultimately boils down to financial literacy and discipline.
So it's more about how you manage your money, not just how much you make.
Precisely. It's about understanding the fundamentals of personal finance budgeting, saving, investing, and making informed decisions that align with your goals.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in the dream job fantasy, but you're saying even a teacher or a nurse can become a millionaire.
Absolutely. I've seen it happen. It's less about what you earn and more about what you do with your earnings. That financial discipline is the real differentiator.
I think that's a really empowering message for our listeners. It means that no matter what your background or career path, financial success is attainable if you have the right mindset and habits. It's like building a muscle, right? It takes time, effort, and dedication to see results, but it's totally doable.
Exactly. And just like building a muscle, you have to start somewhere. Even small steps can make a big difference over time.
So if someone is listening right now, feeling inspired, but maybe a bit overwhelmed, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them to get started on their own journey to millionaire status?
I'd say start investing today, no matter how small the amount figuring. Time is your greatest ally when it comes to building wealth.
So true. Even if it's just a few dollars a week, The act of investing consistently can create a powerful snowball effect over time. And it's about more than just the money. It's about establishing positive financial habits.
Absolutely. It's about shifting your mindset from I can't afford to invest to I can't afford not to invest. Every dollar you invest is a step towards a more secure financial future.
That's a great way to put it. It's about taking ownership and making your money work for you.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated. There are so many resources available these days, apps, online platforms, financial advisors that can help you get started.
So for our listeners who are ready to take that first step, what's one concrete action they can take today to make those millionaire dreams a reality?
I'd challenge them to think about their financial goals and identify one specific action they can take right now to move them closer to those goals. It could be setting up an automatic transfer to a savings account, researching different investment options, or even just having a conversation with a financial advisor.
I love that. It's all about taking action, even if it's a small one. Those small steps can lead to incredible results over time.
Yeah.
What are some other small steps people can take if they aren't ready for a financial advisor yet?
Well, you've got to track your spending. Most people don't realize where all of their money is going. That's the first step. You can use a budgeting app, a simple spreadsheet, or even just a notebook. The key is to be aware of your income and expenses. Then, once you have a good grasp on your spending, you can start looking for areas to cut back.
It's like finding hidden treasure in your own budget. You'd be surprised how much those small, seemingly insignificant expenses add up over time.
Exactly. That daily latte or that subscription you never use it all adds up. Redirect that money towards your savings or investments, and you'll be amazed at the difference it can make.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. It's really inspiring to realize that becoming a millionaire is not about luck or privilege. It's about making smart choices and having the right mindset.
It's about taking control of your financial destiny and building a solid foundation for your future.
Well said. So to our listeners, as you go about your day, we leave you with this final, thought-provoking question. What one small step can you take today to kickstart your journey to becoming a millionaire?
Remember, every journey begins with a single step. What will yours be?
That's it for this deep dive into the world of wealth creation. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and are feeling motivated to start building your own path to financial freedom.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for your financial goals. And remember, the most important investment you can ever make is in yourself and your financial knowledge.
Yeah, it's amazing how those little things can really add up.
Absolutely.
And free up so much potential.
It's not always about making drastic sacrifices, but rather being mindful and intentional with our money.
Yeah, and it's not even always about like cutting things out completely. It's just about being more aware of where your money's going and making those conscious choices.
Absolutely. It's about making informed choices that align with our long-term goals.
Right.
Sometimes those small adjustments can have a ripple effect and lead to bigger changes down the line.
It's like a domino effect,
It is.
One positive financial habit leads to another.
Yep.
And
before you know it, you're on a whole new trajectory.
Exactly. Well, hey, this has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It has.
I've learned a lot.
Me too.
And I really appreciate your insights.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
And, it's inspiring to realize that becoming a millionaire is not about luck or privilege.
Right.
It's about making smart choices.
Yes.
And
having the
right mindset.
Right mindset, exactly.
So to our listeners, as you go about your day, we leave you with this final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What one small step can you take today to kickstart your journey to becoming a millionaire?
Love that question.
Maybe it's setting up that automatic savings transfer.
Yeah.
Downloading a budgeting app, researching investment options, or even just picking up a book on personal finance.
Those are all great ideas.
Whatever it is, take that first step.
You got it.
That's it for this deep dive into the world of wealth creation.
Yes.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey and are feeling motivated to start building your own path to financial freedom.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for your financial goals.